All right, here we go. Let's get this conversation started. So here I am. I had a crazy idea. I thought I am a 20 something, later 20s, struggling with trying to figure out the best way to attack the rest of my 20s to be relevant in my 30s to some capacity. So over the past several years, I've done things like work at a job for 2 years, leave, work at another job for 2 years, pursue my own endeavors, and it's just been kind of one thing after another of just trying to figure out what I actually enjoy doing. And it ended up that I decided to start my own business doing video production, and I work doing nonprofit fundraising videos here in my hometown. And it's been a great opportunity, don't get me wrong. I've had an excellent chance to meet awesome people here in my area, and I even got a gig that has taken me to like Switzerland. It's taken me to Nairobi, Kenya. So I've been able to travel a lot, and actually, this guy here, this guy has been on many adventures with me, and needs to be hooked up. Many adventures. So the cool thing about having a camera like this, having a little black box like this, means that basically the world is at your fingertips. Depending on how you want to advertise, or depending on how much networking you want to do, you can find jobs out there just about anywhere across the world. So for me, it was when I graduated from college, I had the opportunity to work with a professor there that continued to bring me back year after year to work on this particular project that has taken me, like I said, to Switzerland and Nairobi. And it's been truly an awesome experience. And I guess the biggest thing that I have to reflect on for that particular experience is the fact that I went out of my way to make a connection with my teachers back in college. Once I had formed that connection, I made sure to follow up with them from year to year. And I made sure to keep my skills relevant all at the same time, meaning I made sure that that I was always up to date with the latest in technology. My skills were always kind of at their peak, no matter what. I like to have a really good grasp of what's going on in the video production world, so I listen to podcasts. I go to networking events here in my hometown and larger cities in the area. And I do whatever I can to put myself out there. And that's been the number one thing to keep me and my business afloat at this point. So what's really important too is being creative in this whole process. So a lot of the times people jump on monster.com or Career Builder, just kind of fish out their resume with hopes that someone will bite. Well, I'll tell you this, that is a terrible place to be. It is not fun. It makes you feel terrible about yourself because no one's responding back to you. It's really one of those moments where you feel like, I have $70,000 worth of college debt, we'll say, for example, and I can't even get a $12 an hour job. Employees are a 20-minute drive for me. And it kind of hits you in the face. It makes you wonder and went to college. Second off, why you even bothered to apply to these jobs. Why couldn't you just go work for like the family business or go pick up maybe a job at Starbucks with benefits until you get more traction and maybe network a little bit more? For me, I always moonlit doing video production while I had a full-time job. So I worked in an Apple store for 2 years. And during that time, I gathered hundreds and hundreds of business cards from hundreds of my clients that I was working with at the store. And I had those to fall back on when I left. and I could hit those people up and say, hey, I really enjoyed working with you at the Apple Store. I'd like to let you know that I just started my own business doing video production. And if you're in need of any videography experience, please let me know. And what was cool about that was that they already knew me, and they knew the credibility that I had working with a institution like an Apple retail store. They received an awesome customer service experience there. You just say you're going to provide that awesome customer service experience to them with video production, and it's a win-win all around. So that is, I would suggest, if you're coming right out of college and looking for a first job, find a job that you're able to network consistently and network with like relevant people. So if you are interested in something in the tech world, get in on the ground level with something like an Apple retail store, or somewhere that's going to not only give you benefits, because benefits are extremely important. Apple was very generous about their benefits. But find somewhere that's going to give you the connections that you need and the work experience that you desire to take your business or ideas to the next level. So that's going to be really, really important. I have a friend, for example, that worked at a startup with me. I worked at a startup after Apple. And what his problem is that he has to be the best at whatever he does, and he never takes no for an answer. So what has happened is he's not happy with his job, but he's so engrossed on being the best and being relevant that he just has to keep pushing and pushing in this job that he doesn't enjoy, when in all actuality, given the skill set that he has to sell and be very good at it, he's kind of painted himself into a corner, per se, in that he is so relevant where he's at. The company values him so much that even though he doesn't enjoy what he does, they need him on the sales team and will do just about anything to keep him on that sales team. So it's an interesting predicament, because he's doing well financially, but he's not enjoying what he does at the end of the day, which is just so important. Now, don't get me wrong, though, paying the bills is extremely, extremely important as well. I can't tell you enough. Even though I am doing what I love to do, and that is using my video camera to kind of better my community, there are some times when money is tight. And when you're paying rent, and you're paying utilities, and you're getting engaged, and you have a wedding around the corner, and you have a Netflix account, and you have a dog, and you have a car payment, and you have student loans, money starts stacking up. So there's definitely something to be said about having a job where you are financially secure. But there's also something to pursuing your passion and doing what you love to do, because that is what I consider to be most important in life. And when you can strike that balance between what you love to do and making money at the same time, there's really nothing greater than that. So I'm going to leave you with that thought, and let you know that solutions out there. Number one thing, though, you have to be creative. You have to do what other people are not doing and go against the grain. And hopefully with this series on YouTube and this podcast series, you'll be able to gain a little bit more of an in-depth knowledge through conversation, through hopefully less lecture, more conversation about what it takes to actually get to that next step and how you can do it yourself. So I have so many friends, like at the Apple Store that I mentioned earlier, that are just dying to get out on their own and do something, and they're afraid to do it. And I know I was able to take that plunge, but I will try to do whatever I can to help you take that plunge and make you feel secure about that decision, because it is possible. And I'm not making a killing by any means. I'm working with 5 nonprofit organizations in a small town. So if I can get by and make a living with 5 organizations in a small town, in the nonprofit sector, I'll do what I can to help you out, doing whatever you're curious about and give you tips and tricks along the way. So let me know. Let's have a conversation. Comment on this video, shoot me a tweet, shoot me an email. My Twitter handle is it should be on this page. I'm still having a tough time remembering it. I think it's like RP Pursuit. RP Podcast, at RP Podcast. I think that's it. Anyway, it's somewhere on this YouTube page, so go find it there. I do know the email is relentlesspursuitpodcast@gmail.com, so you can hit me up there as well. All right. Thank you very much. Again, my name is Bill. Looking forward to working with you. Let's talk, let's dialogue, let's make this happen. This is video number 2 in this channel. Thanks for watching.